Hello, hello, and welcome. Let's talk about Love is Blind Habibi, the second half. So, first of all, before I start to talk about every single thing that happened, I want to say something in general that something that I really liked in general in Love is Blind Habibi was the fact that they really stuck to their culture. Like from the henna to the proposal, like the traditional proposal to the traditional wedding. Also, although they were like somehow a combination of the West and like East traditions, but the fact that especially in some more in some less, we would see these like traditional culture and like traditional ceremonies that they were trying to hold. It really gave me a good feeling because you got to know a new culture while watching a reality show, which is not always the case because sometimes they are just trying to like push the West tradition, sometimes trying to push the other traditions, but like keeping your own tradition was very good. So with that saying, let's talk about every single couple and what happened in the second half. First of all, Ammar and Karma. So the first thing that we're seeing is that Karma is breaking up with Ammar. Why? Because of the dancing. So they couldn't make any compromises. So, I mean, you know my opinion. So compromise means that someone says something, the other one, and try to find a middle point. But in Ammar's dictionary, compromise was he says something and Karma says yes, which is not the case. It is not compromising. And of course, although I think that they needed to talk about it earlier, but sooner than later is better. So Karma talks to him, and like she says, okay, yeah, that's it. I cannot do that. You would not accept it, and dancing is a part of dancing, and in general, show is part of my life. And he was trying to like justify that no man would accept it, and she brought an example of her father that actually was or her family in general, that they were totally accepting it. And I totally understand it is just about like the different cultures, you know. So, or even like family cultures, because like not two family are similar. So in general, he was so upset because he thought that she's throwing away happiness because of a little thing, but it was not a little thing, it was her lifestyle. And he was expecting her to throw her lifestyle out and like be what he wants. So you know, something like you have a facade of a woman that you like, and you build inside what you want, and the woman should say yes, 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 which is of course not the case, and it is not nice for a woman also. So of course, understandably, Karma said no, I cannot do that, break up, that's it. Amar was just like so not happy, which is also okay. He liked Karma, and she wanted to just like hug and say goodbye, and he was just like no, 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 no hug, no kiss, just like go away. And like something, he didn't say go away, but like still the feeling was like that. And the funny thing is that after that, when the guys like were talking together, they were making fun of Karma because of like the decision that she made, that I didn't find it fair at all. Because I mean, okay, they're all like coming from like maybe similar mindsets, but still like that was not nice that they were like, yeah, just because of a dancing, she just like did that. And they tried to degrade her decision because of this. I understand maybe Amar is very popular between guys, but when someone is a good friend, not necessarily he's a good husband or like a good boyfriend. And yeah, that was something that a little bit bothered me. And I guess Shafiq was also one of the ones that had made a little bit like a fun of it, which okay, let me tell you this, that in this part I didn't like, and like in the second half somehow my opinion about Shafiq changed a little bit. I'm not saying he's bad, but he was a little bit different compared to the first half. When I watched the first half, I was just like Shafiq, Donya, perfect. This part, the meaning of double standards was again like again and again bringing me back to the whole thing. So he was very obsessed. So the thing is that we are on a family visits now, and they went to Lebanon to meet Shafiq's family, parents and grandparents, and everything was perfect. The family of Shafiq liked Dunya, she was very pleasant, and like they even told Dunya that Shafiq is a little bit jealous, and they even warned her a little bit what should she do to make him good, and they warned their son also what to do to make a relationship work. And although Shafiq was always saying like, I love it that Dunya doesn't have any relationship, although I loved it that Dunya am her first boyfriend, but then he was just like, oh yeah, I guess when he was talking to his father, I don't remember, but like when he was talking to his father, he was just like, yeah, but she doesn't have any experience, and like, but in a bad way. I mean, come on, is it good or is it bad? Of course, everything in life has something positive and something negative. Some benefits, some, let's say, advantages, and some disadvantages. You cannot just like say this, I love it, but then at the same time you say no, but like you cannot use something as advantage and disadvantage at the same time, so for your own benefit. So somehow it was bothering me, but anyway. And then Shafiq went and met the mother of Dunya. And according to what Dunya also explained about her past, about her father that left them, and like the mother that grew, was like the only person who grew her up. So it was so obvious that their relationship is closer than maybe someone else's relationship with their mother, which is so understandable. And Shafiq was the whole time nagging about it, that like, yeah, they're writing all the time, they're doing this, they're doing that. I understand sometimes that her mother was a little bit not aggressive, but like a little bit like trying to say, be careful, Shafiq, which maybe it was her way to make sure that her daughter is like safe, in a safe hand. I don't know, but like still it was too much from Shafiq, that he was so obsessed. And like when Dunya was saying, oh, let me ask my mom, blah blah, and then Shafiq was just like, this is not acceptable, what is this, she's constantly talking with her mom. Yes, but this is something about her and you should accept. I understand like there is a boundary, but try to understand her, try to just like put yourself in her shoes, not just like saying, oh, it doesn't work and that's it. This was bothering me, let's say it like this. Or like something else that was on my nerve was like the fight that they had about the wedding dress. So Shafiq was very mad that it was 1 week before the wedding and Dunya still didn't have a wedding dress, which, I mean, come on. First of all, it's a show, and they will decide when the girl goes and buys a wedding dress. Second of all, in this setting that you got to know her 1 month beforehand and now you're marrying her, in 4 weeks, from not knowing each other, you're going to getting married. It is so okay that 1 week beforehand she doesn't have a wedding dress. I mean, what are you expecting, that you don't know her in 6 months beforehand she already had ordered her wedding dress? So this was so like annoying for me, that he was so nagging that it is not a birthday, it is a wedding, you needed to buy your wedding dress. I mean, he didn't have his like suit. So why are you, it is again a double standard. What are you complaining about her when still you don't have your suit? So this was really like, what's going on? And I mean, at the end, they're not getting married, but they say they're staying together, and like they stay in a relationship. But I hope that they get to an understanding. Oh, okay, but talking about the double standards, let's talk about Safa and Muhammad. That their relationship flows better than Shafiq and Dunya, but still, like something that was again bothering was that they were talking about their marriage and like what to do. And Safa said that, okay, yeah, I should tell you something. 2 days after the wedding, I'm flying to Iraq because of my work. And he knew about her work from the beginning, you know. And then he's so mad, and he's like, no, it doesn't make, that means that it doesn't make any sense. That means that I need to then stay with my at home alone in my honeymoon, blah blah blah. And she was just like, yeah, what to do? I cannot do anything. It's my job. And he was just like, no, you should get a holiday. And she was just like, I took all of my holidays. And he was so like mad. But in the whole conversation, not even once he said that, okay, you cannot take holiday. I like to spend time with you. What about I come with you to Iraq? What would happen? Nothing. So she could even ask him, why don't you do that? But okay, she didn't ask him. Maybe at that time it didn't come to her mind. But why didn't he offer it as an option that, okay, either you stay or I come with you. I want to spend time with you. What is the matter that where we are spending time, either in Dubai or in Iraq? And I don't think it's a problem of visa or something. They could both, I guess, go to there together. So why he never even like offered once that he is going, and he was so mad that she's not going. He's going, and he was so mad that she's not getting a holiday. So she says she cannot get a holiday. You could say, okay, let me say, talk to my boss, or like, let me see how can we manage that we stay together. What's the, yeah. So this was also for me a double standard, or like they were talking about the child, and apparently he was deciding for their life that, yeah, so in 1 year we are going to have a child. And she was just like, oh, yeah, are we talking about our child? And he was just like, yeah, of course. So we are going to have child, blah, blah, blah. And then he was not involving her in his decision. For me, was a little bit like a red flag, but it was a very light red flag compared to the other guys, so let it go. But something sweet about them was the fact that they had the tattoo. So one of them had the tattoo of the number of the pod that they first met, and the other one had the tattoo of the number of the pod that they had the engagement in. So this was quite sweet. So that was a matching tattoo, and at the same time it was a number. So it was something that you need to know the back of his story to understand it, but it made it very special. But like, something that was also a little bit cringe for me was the fact that when Mohammed said that, oh, okay, something that assured me that we are good is the fact that we have this tattoo. And she was just like, yeah, but I can delete that, I can remove the tattoo, something like this. And I was just like, why are you saying it? Yes, sure, you can if the relationship doesn't work. But you don't need to tell it to him. I mean, I can put myself instead of him, that he's suddenly like so sad about the whole fact that, oh yes, the only thing that was assuring me now is in the garbage. Yeah, but anyway, at the end they're getting married, and actually their ceremony is very beautiful because, as I said, they had a very traditional engagement ceremony, very traditional wedding, like how to say, like the civil marriage, not civil marriage, but the fact that when they are like getting married, that traditional way with the mullah, I guess they said, or that was really interesting to say. So they're getting married, all good. Let's go to the next couple. Noor and Mito. Although they're not together, they're meeting each other again, not as a couple, but in a party. And I should say that this party was the most cringe part of Love is Blind Habibi, the second half. So they are just like indirectly saying not nice things to each other. And I should say, the way that Noor talks sometimes is just like annoys me, because she's just like, I have high standards, and like, okay, yeah, good, you have high standards, but you should not like bring people down just because you're saying that you have high standards. So you're just like indirectly attacking people who just like, I don't know, start to engage or whatever, or like find a boyfriend right away or girlfriend right away, that they're bad because they are not having high standards and you do. Well done, you have high standards, but you don't need to be like this. Or like, why? I mean, it was really, really, really cringe for me. And Mido from the other side, he was trying to ignore her and saying some stuff. It was very, very not comfortable party to watch. And like, Dunya was not happy because Noor was there. And like, this was really this was not something that someone said, oh yeah, a nice party. You were just like, when does it finish? When does it finish? But at least at the end, Karim was very much into Noor, and he proved that love is not blind. He liked her appearance. He liked apparently her character. So as I said, for me, maybe the way that she was talking about standards was not so attractive. For him, was very attractive. Very good. Every person has different tastes. And they started to talk. They talked, maybe they can like get together at some point, which is totally fine. And let's see what will happen. I mean, in the reunion, they never talked about them together, so probably it didn't work. But yeah, this was the part from Noor and Mido. Next was Asma and Khatab. So in my opinion, they were really a very they were a power couple, in my opinion. They were matching together. Khatab was not so obsessed like the others. And I mean, he was a good guy, at least until the end of the show. And their marriage are not happening. So they say that she says no, they stay together. And they said that they will try to like make Asma's family happy and like make them to say yes, because they didn't come to the wedding, and according to the Arabic law, or like, I don't know, Islamic law, a woman is not allowed to get married unless with the permission of, I guess, their father or like their guardian. Like in Safa and Muhammad's wedding, that the brother, I guess, needed to give her hand to the groom. And it is also the same, I guess, with Asma, that okay, her family were not there, her guardians, in a say, they were not there, so they could not, I guess, even officially get married. And she didn't want to, even if it was not this fact, she didn't want to get married when her family are not there, which at the end they decide not to get married. But the way that they were talking, the way that they were communicating, the way that he met her sister, they had a good understanding. He was so happy with like step-by-step improvement that they had in their relationship. In my opinion, even like the way that they communicated outside of outside of the pot was very much better than inside of the pot. But unfortunately, like based on the reunion, the relationship didn't work also, because Khattab wanted to work a lot and he was sleeping like 3 hours. I mean, how? He was a DJ and he was a businessman, and he was just like, yeah, women needs attention. I mean, hello. I mean, this is like the basic. It's not just like because she wanted so much attention, because she wanted a normal relationship. Yes, she's business oriented, he's business oriented, but of course you two need some time to spend together. Then how can you like have a relationship when you're not like really spending time together? So anyway, their relationship doesn't last, but they stay a good friend. They were very civil with each other also, and all good. And from the Instagram, I saw that Asma is now in a relationship with another guy, and Khattab also in the reunion, we see that he lost so much weight and everything good. So very good for their side, but the relationship didn't last. And I will talk about the reunion also right away. In the reunion, so we see that the Shafiq and Dunya are still together, Karma and Ammar not, Asma and Khattab not, and Safa and Mohammed are still together. And like in the beginning, it starts very civil, and then they start to attack each other, like the girls' side, the boys' side. The boys are starting to attack Noor, the Noor is starting to attack back, and like it became so like escalated. I'm not accepting the fact that the guys were trying to like ridiculous the face or like some features of Noor, and like I was not accepting that the Noor was trying to just like give Donya like something about her self-confidence is low, and she was like really saying that she didn't do anything, although at least in the edit that we saw, she was the one who was flirting with Shafiq. It was very the escalation was very high. It was very chaotic at the end, and I mean, that was good at the end. Everyone said sorry to each other, that I think it was a part of production. And maybe we haven't seen a lot. Maybe we haven't really saw the real thing because of the edit, but I think from both sides needed to be a sorry, not just from the guy's side to the Noor. Noor needed to also say sorry because of like maybe the way that I would say she disrespected Donya, because it is not about her self-confidence. Donya is also beautiful. She's very like good woman, but this was not about lack of confidence. This is so normal that if you see that someone is flirting with your man, you're just like going against the person. I mean, of course you should talk to your man also about it, but in general it was not at least it was a maybe that was a misunderstanding, you know. And I would say when apology happened from one side, the apology needed to happen from the other side, but everyone were happy about it. And yeah, so she didn't apologize, and they apologized, and everything at the end was good, but in between that was escalation. But let me tell you something. At the end, I really enjoyed watching Love is Blind. It was so different from the American one. I watched the Japan also, and the Japanese Love is Blind was also different, very different. But the one that I enjoyed the most, I should say, was the first Love is Blind, which was in US, and this one. Like, it was so much like the culturally also different, but at the same time so much escalation happened that made it also interesting. So much cultural differences that stopped the relationship or let it continue, or like it was very interesting to see Love is Blind from a East Side way. And I think, as I understood, they're going to produce a second one. I'm really looking forward to it. So let me know in comment, what do you think about it? Did you enjoy it? What do you think about the whole situation? What do you think about the reunion? Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, activate the bell, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao!